It's your guy, Tyrus Rex. Sorry I've been away, but shit. This economy got you got to do what you got to do with all of them kids. But I'm coming to you, Cowboys Nation. Cowboys Nation. I haven't spoken to you since the draft. And I felt I wasn't wild by the draft. I wasn't wild by the draft. But as we've gone through the preseason, and shout out to all of the great Cowboys content providers out there. I must say, let me pause and say this. We're in the golden age of Cowboy content, right? No longer do you have to go to the mainstream. What you have out there is exceptional, right? So shout out to all the content creators. But what I've seen during the offseason, it gives me that cowboy itch that we normally have. I'm starting to get it. And the reason why, I'm looking at first the offensive line. Like, one thing I think we've been missing for quite some time, like you got to go back to the days of Travis Frederick, and I forget the other guard we had for a bit with Zeke when he was having a good run. The guy that I think he went to Denver. You all let me know in the comments. But I haven't felt this good about our O-line, not necessarily from a pass protection perspective, because we've had some good ones, Tyron Smith and whatnot, but from just a bruiser, this maul you perspective. Like, when you look at Tyler Guyton, I know he has some work to do. Shout out to Vooch Lombardi, the GOAT. He's a young fella, but already a OG, if you will. But he's shown like the technique could be improved, but that mauler, right? That mauler mentality, and then that natural power and that want to is there. And I think you're gonna get something more from the run game with him. I really do, right? And the way he moves, and then I think he'll be okay. He'll go through his ups and downs from a pass protection perspective, but super excited. I think that's gonna do things, right? And Tyler Smith, forget about it at guard. Forget about it. Young man, just a road grader. Come get some. Now you add Cooper Beebe to that. And let's talk about Cooper Beebe for a second. And I was looking at his body build, right? He got that 1990s body build. Like, if you look at football players today, especially on the D-line and to an extent the offensive line, they're more sleek, right? Long with it, right? Like, different builds. You think about in the 90s, you're talking about just dudes built like refrigerators and just wide and powerful. Think Larry Allen. And I'm not saying BB is Larry Allen, so don't come at me like that. But I'm just saying, look at Cooper Beebe. It's some power there, and that guy can move. He was highly rated as a guard, but my God, what a pick in the third round, right? So I'm feeling great about the run game. Now, you're going to say, Tyrus, what about the running backs, though? Like, we don't got that. I think when you think about the running game, I think it's going to be interesting, right? We definitely, in my view, I don't think we got we don't have that elite top tier back anymore. But, I don't think Zeke's rolling back the hands of time. I would love it if it's true. I would love it. I would love it. But still, I think you're going to have a nice rotation there that can put pressure on teams. Because, again, it's the blocking. The blocking's been missing in Dallas. I don't care what y'all say. The blocking scheme, the power, it has not been there. So I'm thinking you're going to see something different at running back. And the wild card for me, if we don't make any additional moves, is what is Deuce Vaughn really going to be, right? Is what we're seeing in the preseasons, is that some aberration? Is what we saw in college, does that not translate to the NFL? What he did in high school, even, does that not translate? And you know what? I believe it does, man. I'm like, running back, especially that position, you can't tell me that this kid was prolific high school, prolific college, and then what he does in the preseason, that can't translate to the regular season. I think last year when you look at the way he was running, and again, some others have called this out. Apologies, I can't think of your name right now. A double move. I think this was double move that called this out, and maybe Brodus as well. When you look at his run style, like last year, he was doing a lot of east to west, like east to west. But in preseason, what I saw, he hitting them fucking holes. Pardon my French. He's hitting those holes, right? He's hitting those holes. He's getting yards, and behind that big line, it's like a baby Emmett, right? You can't see him, and he's squirting and he's shifty. I think it might be something there. I'd love to see him get some more touches. So again, that makes me feel sort of good about the offensive line and running backs. And then, look at the receiving core. Again, I think that's underrated from two parts. I think the Cowboys, historically, they've done a good job drafting receivers, man. Even before Dez, right? Even before Dez. Like, if you look at, like, Miles Austin back in the day, right? Patrick Creighton. Like, we've done a good job in drafting receivers, right? We've done a good job, and we've gotten a lot of good production from late round picks. So I'm looking at the receivers we have, and I'm kind of feeling good about that squad for that reason. Like, we draft good, a lot of athletic guys. You got CeeDee Lamb signed back in the fold. We're super excited about that. I think people are sleeping on Brandon Cooks. I don't know if they're using him. Like details matter. Like, people look at his annual production and they're like, whoa, he's down. I don't think Dallas started using him to about like at least a third, if not a half of the season was gone. Then Dak started slinging that thing, right? Then you have Tolbert who's coming along, and I'm thinking, is it a breakout? Then you got the rest of the young guns. So I'm looking at the receivers, tight ends as well. Like, I think we got a nice tight end room, right? We did some trimming there with Hendershot leaving, but I'm thinking we got a nice tight end room. So I like those pieces, and then I'm like y'all say what y'all want about Dak. At least in the regular season, like, Dak that dude. So I'm thinking he's going to put up big numbers, right? I think he's going to put up big numbers. So I'm optimistic. Like, at the end of the day, I think our offense could be a top 5, top 7, if not better offense to do that thing. Like, we're going to score. I believe that. So, if you ask Tyrus, we're feeling good about the offense, right? And then I look at the defense, right? And again, when you look at our defense last year, it was like, it was a lot of, like, if the Cowboys get up on you and those guys are pass rushing and it's all of that, yeah, it's hell on wheels, man. It's hell on wheels, hard to be stopped. But if you get into a physical game, man, it's a wrap. Like, man, do you all remember we played the Bills? And I got a lot of friends who are Bills fans. Man, they just ran that shit down our throat over and over again. I'm like, you can't even get a pick on Josh Allen if he don't got to throw it. So I'm like, that was a problem with us, man. That was a problem. And once you get that, don't try to play from behind. They running it down your throat, wearing out the D-line. I think we addressed that, man. I think we addressed that in the draft and in free agency, right? Kneeling, I think that's gonna end up being a great pick for us. A lot of physicality there, right? I think that's one. Then I'm like, you got primetime Parsons, baby. I think he's going to take another step this year under this new defense. I think he's going to be used differently, right? He's going to be linebacker. He's going to be rushing. He's going to be used. Like, to me, believe it or not, to me, Parsons' rookie year, when you didn't know where he was going to be, he was really at his most disruptive, getting picks, getting sacks, like, from all over the field. Like, let's get back to that. And then D-Law, a constant, right? I think D-Law definitely still got some gas in the tank, so we're going to continue to see him flourish and do his thing, right? You got the young guns, you got the upgrades at linebacker, right? We're feeling great about that. Bland going down, that diminishes some, but I even like the kid, was it Carson that they drafted, right? You got some pieces that, so we can wait for him to get back. So I'm looking at this defense. I'm like, this defense is now a defense that can hold up maybe in the playoffs, stop that run, right? And maybe Dak takes that step. So it's official. It's official like a whistle to wrap it up. I got that itch. I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it. The Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. How you love that? Holla at your boy Tyrus Rex. It's your guy. It's your guy. Let us know. Leave me a comment. Tell me I'm crazy. Right? Tell me I'm crazy for over 2 decades. But I tell you what. This is the year. And it's crazy. It's going to be the year when no one's talking. Right? We're not hype. I got the itch. Cowboys, let's scratch that shit. Let's go. Remember, like and subscribe. Appreciate all the followers. We'll talk soon.